is so important. It is the meal before the day of fasting during Ramadan or any time a person is fasting, and it's eaten before the sun comes up. And so because you're not going to eat or drink anything for the rest of the day until the sun goes down, you really need to pack the meal that you're having with nutrition, with all natural foods, with power foods, things that are really going to sustain you throughout the fasting day. So I can't stress enough on making sure that you have this meal. Don't skip it. And in fact, it's a sunnah, or something that the Prophet ﷺ used to have. And so let's do the same thing. Now, what I really like to do is start prepping the night before for suhoor, to make sure that in all my grogginess in the morning before when I get up to eat the suhoor, that I'm not really doing too much of any cooking, maybe just a little reheating at the most. But sometimes I don't even feel like doing that. Let's just be honest. The first few days we have so much vigor and excitement, and then after that it kind of goes downhill sometimes. So to make it easy, I think this first tip is one that could really get us through the whole month. And what I do is just prepare a little bit ahead of time. So I do a lot of this prepping when I'm making my iftar meal, because I'm in that mode of cooking, I'm in the rhythm. And so I don't want to clean everything up and then go back to the kitchen and open things up and start cooking again. I'm tired, right? We're all tired in Ramadan. So the thing is that most of this isn't cooked, but you can start off with the boiled eggs. So while you're making your iftar, or you've got everything settled for iftar, and you just throw 3 or 4 eggs in a pot of boiling water and let those cook. And so by the time you're done with your iftar, this will be way, way more than done. So just crack the eggs, cut them open, and put them on a plate and wrap them tight. And this is a great protein-packed food for suhoor. Now, I also like to do cheeses. If you're dairy-free, obviously you can skip this part, but try all kinds of different cheeses that are great with bread and eggs and tomatoes and cucumbers, like I have here. This is a Syrian cheese I found in a Middle Eastern market, but it could be anything. It could be feta, mozzarella, just anything that you like. Havarti, sliced cheeses, whatever. But just make it easy for yourself, so cut them. I know it sounds really simple, but let's just face it. In the morning, I don't want to do anything. I just want to roll out of bed, wash my face, go into the kitchen, and get something to eat. So that will make it easy. And then I slice the cucumbers and tomatoes as well. You're probably making a salad for iftar, or you have other things that you're cooking. Just slice them up, throw them on the plates, wrap this all in plastic, and also the bread. Get some bread on the table if you're eating bread. Wrap it up really tight. You can even put this just on the table, and all you have to do is pull these out of the fridge and you're done. You can sit down and eat, and this will be more than enough. It's not greasy, it's not heavy. You can make a little sandwich, just open up if you're doing pitas, open these up and stick all this in, have a little olive oil on the table if you want, but that should be more than sufficient for a very simple suhoor meal. Now, for people who really want something cooked, and sometimes I really do, especially in the first few days of Ramadan, I'm a little bit over ambitious in terms of what I'm cooking, and I also like to use leftovers from iftar. So one of my favorite things to make are omelets. But what I realized is that, again, cutting all the ingredients and getting everything ready, it's just kind of, something I don't really always feel like doing that early in the morning. Let's face it, sometimes this can be 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. Or if you're, just really running late, how many of you are like, oh my God, there's 5 minutes to iftar? So that happens to all of us, right? So what I've come up with is, for an omelet, not just having the ingredients cut and chopped and ready to go, I actually love doing this. It's a great tip, I think, is getting your omelet bowl ready. I mean, you're going to mix everything anyway, right? So however many eggs you want to have, let's say this is going to be for 2 people, so I put 4 eggs in there. I put my milk or cream. I like to add milk or cream just because it makes them fluffier. You don't have to do that. I put my red peppers, any ingredient you want. If you want onions, if you want green peppers, doesn't matter. A little bit of feta, or any other type of cheese, that's anything you like. Your salt and pepper, of course, gotta have that, okay? And some herbs. I like my parsley, If you want cilantro, doesn't matter. And this is an important ingredient. I do 1 pat of butter in the omelet and 1 pat of butter for the pan. So I leave this in its own little dish and not gonna whisk anything just yet. I'm just gonna leave it like that, cover it really nice and tight. And in the morning, when you're ready to eat, all you have to do is whisk it together, throw it in the pan with that pat of butter that you saved, and voila, in a few minutes, you've got an omelet. And you really didn't do all that chopping and prepping and washing that morning. So I love this one. Okay, so some people might want this as an addition to what I'm talking about, but you might even, I know lots of people who just can't handle a lot of food in the morning for suhoor, so they just want something really simple. So I've got actually 2 different types of yogurt recipes that I really like. And this one is more of like a yogurt cup. I know that they sell the flavored yogurts and things like that, but I just really like this one because you can make it yourself with probably things you already have. Most people have bananas in the house, and most people have dates, especially in Ramadan. And I know we can, go overboard quite a bit with dates, but you probably have some leftover dates. Maybe you have them chopped up. We don't want to waste any food. So what I do, and it's called a banana yogurt date cup. And basically I'm packing it in with some fruit and some nuts, some fiber, and some natural sweetness with honey. So just take the pit out of the date, chop the date really fine, okay? And I'm gonna add the bananas on top here. Add some dates on top, chopped dates. This is actually enough for 2, but you can make it for 1, 2, 3 people. Almonds or pistachios, gives you a little crunch, and it's to make it naturally sweet if you like. There's a little bit of honey on top, and that is so good. It's almost like a cereal to me. I just love this. So delicious and very, very healthy. So for someone who wants something lighter and creamy, really light on the stomach, that's a really good go-to recipe. Now, the other thing is a lot of people work at the crack of dawn, and it's really hard to kind of make all this stuff. Or if you just are that person who wants yogurts, probiotics, and you're looking for all of that, and that's your go-to thing, also can go with the egg, can go with all the other stuff. I like to make these yogurt parfaits the night before. Again, make it ahead. And same with this banana date cup. You can do this all ahead of time, wrap it up, and just eat it in the morning. So that's like really, really helpful. So I just get a tall glass, any kind of tall glass, okay? And just add my yogurt to the glass. You're just gonna layer stuff, okay? I've got some blueberries that are gonna go in. Make it as colorful as you want. Power foods. I'm using lots of superfoods here. Strawberry, I'm just layering. Some coconut flakes. Again, just going through my pantry. What do I have in there? What do I want to use? What's useful? And some peanut butter, some peanut powder. I always call it peanut butter powder, but it's really peanut powder. And this is protein, right? So you're gonna give yourself a little protein in here. So for people who can't handle meat, in the morning, or they're vegan, this is a great alternative. Okay, and a little bit of pomegranate seeds, again, superfood. And the pistachios I'm gonna save for the top. So I'm gonna do the same thing, layer it again. More blueberries. Yum, smells so good. And coconut, and some more yogurt. Okay, now you can stop here and do a couple things. You can add the pistachios on top and just cover it with some plastic. And in the morning, all you have to do is just, mix it, almost like a parfait, almost like a cereal or something like that. Or what you can do is throw it into the blender. And that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna throw it into the blender. Add a little more yogurt. There's some stuff at the bottom. Imagine how beautiful it's gonna be when it's done. So just gonna go ahead and add the rest of my yogurt. Some more blueberries, strawberries. And I actually have a little bit of extra cream or milk just to kind of thin it out. Put that back and blend away. Okay, look at that beautiful color. It's purple because of the red and blue. And it's ready for a really nice drink in the morning. Oh, these are so tasty for suhoor. Love that. And if you have any extra, you can put them in freezer containers. You can just freeze it. So later on, maybe for iftar, if you have leftover, you can freeze it and make it for iftar as a dessert. So your frozen yogurt, totally homemade. And I'm gonna add a little crunch here. I love pistachios on top of my drink. It's so, so, so lovely. I think I'm gonna have some right now. Yum. Very, very nutritious. So this is my idea for suhoor, and all the tips I think are my secrets for making things that are healthy and getting on the table and into my stomach really fast so that I have a very successful fasting day.